Hello, good day to everyone. I am Osamudiame Obasoge, a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I want to send a message and information to the general public in the interests of overriding injustice, because justice is paramount. In all circumstances, the interest of justice is overriding. It overrides every other thing. So I want to make it categorically clear that this video is being sent and published to the general public in the overriding interest of justice. So on that footing, I want to state that I have been incommunicado for some weeks now, because my mobile phone, my smartphone with which I connect to the internet, my other gadgets, was stolen by Boko Haram criminals that have besieged my residence, my building, sent by the criminal who is answering the names Governor Obaseki Nogerase Godwin. The criminal is not from Edo State, and those names are not his real names. He is the only governor I have ever heard of in the whole world that doesn't want the world to know his real names. The criminal has hijacked the government of Edo State for about 7 years now, and he has appointed impersonators into Edo State Judiciary. In the year 2018, I wrote against impersonators that hijacked Edo State Judiciary, and I got a reply from the National Judicial Council. This is the correspondence from the National Judicial Council dated 6th May 2020, and it says that I am not competent to insist on a competent judiciary. Why? Because I revealed that the criminal impersonating as Esoe Francis Ikmome is a member of the violent Ogboni Satanic Court and is not a qualified lawyer. She is answering the names and impersonating with the credentials of a Benin person she assassinated. And the whole of Edo State Judiciary was hijacked and is still presently in control of impersonators who are not lawyers. The NJC in this correspondence stated that I am not competent to insist on a competent judiciary. I don't know why the National Judicial Council will say that. Even a little child can insist on a competent judiciary. Maybe it's because I'm a very humble person. It is therefore necessary for me to give a little background information. At present, I am not only a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, I am also a senior lawyer, a senior member of the Nigerian Bar Association. I am the principal solicitor of Osamudiame Obasogie and Co. I am a right to development practitioner, a right to development expert, certified by the University for Peace, Costa Rica, the right to development section of the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, the United Nations University, International Institute for Global Health. I am holding a certificate having been certified by the University of Cambridge. I am also a first degree holder in law from the University of Benin. I also have a certificate from the Global Campus for Human Rights, Italy. So, as I've said, I'm the principal solicitor of Osamudiame Obasogie and Co. So why will the National Judicial Council say that I am not competent to insist on a competent judiciary? So I wrote again a complaint to the National Judicial Council, and I explained in the complaint that Esoe Francis Ikpome and other impersonators in Edo State Judiciary were reported to the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. In a complaint I submitted with the commission since 2019, just because an impersonator who is impersonating as one Professor Bolaji Owasanoye, claiming to be a senior advocate of Nigeria, was impersonating as chairman of Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. He refused to investigate my complaint. He was giving me various excuses. Since 2019, after I lodged the complaint, I was kidnapped up to about 3 times by impersonators in Edo State Judiciary. Severe wound inflicted on me. I was beaten. I was harassed. The worst allegation that was alleged against me was that I tried to assassinate a chairman of the Benin branch of the Nigerian Bar Association, an impersonator who was impersonating as one Collins Ogiegben. He sometimes answers the name Collins. At other times he will say his name is Callistus. Because these people are not lawyers. Edo State Judiciary and the legal provision in Edo State have been completely hijacked by impersonators. So I have written to the National Judicial Council again and reporting one impersonator in the Edo State Judiciary. The National Judicial Council in this correspondence replied me on the 6th day of April 2023, acknowledging my complaint against a criminal impersonating as Anthony Nusa Erabo, claiming to be a honorable justice, whereas the criminal is not a lawyer. And his real names are not Anthony Nusa Erabo. So the National Judicial Council, having acknowledged my complaint via this correspondence, signed by the CJN himself, that is Chief Justice of the Nigeria, Chief Justice of Nigeria and Chairman of National Judicial Council, that is Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola, GCON. He acknowledged my complaint via this correspondence to my office, Osamudiame Obasogie and Co. Ever since, I have not gotten response on the outcome of the complaint. So, I was attacked by assassins again on the 7th day of June 2023. If you go on my Facebook page now, you will see that I have uploaded recent photos showing severe wound inflicted on me by the assassins. So I have written to the National Judicial Council stating that impersonators in the Edo State Judiciary are desperately trying to assassinate me. And I want the National Judicial Council to prevail on the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to investigate my 2019 complaint against the impersonators. Because instead of the impersonator impersonating as Professor Bolaji Owasanoye SAN, claiming to be the chairman of ICPC to investigate my complaints, he is now saying that he has left the commission. What about my complaint? You acknowledged. You have been promising you will investigate. So, having written to the National Judicial Council, I attached an affidavit, all the legal requirements fulfilled. A verifying affidavit stating that the impersonators have completely hijacked the Edo State Judiciary and that they have laid siege against my office. They don't allow clients to patronize my office. The 4 tires of my vehicles were shot. My vehicle was immobilized. My car battery was stolen from my vehicle in my premises where I pay security. And the police refused to investigate. In fact, I attached photographs showing the severe wound inflicted on me by the assassins. Having attached those photographs, I attached correspondence via email in which I have been intimating and communicating to the National Judicial Council, updating the National Judicial Council on all the desperate attempts by the impersonators in the Edo State Judiciary to assassinate me. The criminal impersonating at present in the Edo State Judiciary, claiming to be one Okungbowa, Iyobosa Okungbowa, is not from Edo State. He is a criminal impersonating with the names of a Benin man, and he is not a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. He was never called to the bar. These impersonators are desperate criminals. They sent Boko Haram members to come and be terrorizing my residence. The woman in charge of my residence, claiming to be the owner of the building, a faceless criminal answering the names Elena Burime, was paid by the faceless non-entity claiming to be the governor of Edo State. The criminal claiming to be Nogehase Obaseki. He bribed Helena Burime, the woman in charge of the building I'm residing. And the woman has been sending assassins to attack me at my residence. They are trying to assassinate me. The transformers in all the buildings I have been moving into, they have always been damaged by these impersonators. They don't want me to have electricity supply at my residence. It is as bad as that. So I am still waiting for the reply of the National Judicial Council. This is the receipt with which I DHL my latest correspondence to the National Judicial Council dated the 8th day of September 2023. This is the DHL receipt. I DHL'd it. This is it. Osamudi Ame Obasoge and Co. This is the complaint to the National Judicial Council. And I have not received the acknowledgement from the National Judicial Council for this particular complaint since the 8th day of September 2023. Today is the 11th day of November 2023. So the situation in Nigeria at present is as bad as that. The police have refused to investigate these assassins that have been attacking me, sent by the impersonators. They are asking me to bring 300,000 naira. I have paid 13,000 naira because they said they don't have fuel to go and arrest the woman paid by the criminal Governor Godwin Obaseki. So having paid 13,000 naira for fuel, we went to arrest the criminal, and the other of our conspirators, she claims to be her in-laws and daughter. What happened is that after the police arrested them and released them on bail, the police have refused to investigate further. They are asking me to go and bring 300,000 naira to rearrest the same criminals that we arrested with 13,000 naira. 300,000 naira at present is the equivalent of $300. No lawyer in the employment of Edo State government or the federal government of Nigeria earns up to 300,000 naira monthly. Where will I get the money? This is a country that has been pauperized by rapacious politicians. The governor, the criminal claiming to be the governor of Edo State at present, has hijacked the 18 local governments. And he has borrowed billions twice in the name of Edo State, with which he is bribing law enforcement agencies not to investigate complaints against him. Why? Because he doesn't even have an international passport. Why? Because he is not answering his real names. His real names are not Godwin Nogegase Obaseki. In his first tenure, he said he's a PhD holder, Dr. Godwin Nogegase Obaseki. In the second tenure, he said he no longer has a PhD. That is how notorious this criminal is. He doesn't even have an international passport bearing Godwin Nogegase Obaseki. He doesn't even have any genuine certificates to show that he is educated. This is the verifying affidavits and other information. Everything are contained in these complaints. And I want the general public to know that the phone stolen by Godwin Nogegase Obaseki through the Boko Haram terrorists is sent to my residence has receipts and a carton. The charger, everything, they are inside. This is Canon 17. The phone is presently in the possession of Godwin Nogegase Obaseki, the criminal claiming to be the governor of Edo State of Nigeria. This is the content of the phone. This is the payment acknowledgement. This is the receipts. I bought it from Ozitron. Everything complete. I bought this phone for the sum of 93,000 naira. Then, as at the year 2021. The last time I checked on Jumia, this phone was 110,000 naira. At present, a dollar is 1,000 naira to $1. 1,000 naira to $1. So why would somebody come and steal my phone in my bedroom? The criminal Godwin Nogegase Obaseki conspired with the woman in charge of my building, one Helian Burime, and they sent criminals to come and steal my smartphone from my bedroom at Number 19, Adolo Street, off First Ugbo Road, GRA, Benin City. The police has refused to investigate these non-entities because the Commissioner of Police Edo State, one Dan Kwamba, sometimes answering Dan Kwara, is an impersonator impersonating with forged credentials. The force headquarters confirmed to me via phone conversation that he has no record with the Nigeria Police Force headquarters and they can't contact him concerning my complaint I made through the Rescue Me app on Google Play Store, and that I made via a WhatsApp correspondence with the complaint response units, Nigeria Police Force headquarters. They said they can't contact the faceless criminal. You see, and the worst thing is that the police is asking for 300,000 naira. 300,000 naira from me after collecting 13,000 naira from me to arrest these criminals that they have released on bail. Okay, if criminals jump bail, why should I be the one to pay for their rearrest? Were they not released to a reliable shorty? Can the shorty provide the criminals he or she stood for? Why should I pay? What is the basis for payment to police, by the way? Is the Commissioner of Police even receiving up to 300,000 naira monthly as salary? This is a very corrupt country. The country has failed. The government of the country has failed. May God help us. This is unacceptable. Nigeria has been rated top 6 in organized crime. For the first time in history, top 6. And if it is really rated properly, Nigeria will be number 1 in organized crime in the whole world. Nigeria is a very, very incredibly corrupt country, where a person will be claiming to be governor without answering his real names. This is unacceptable. It is ridiculous. The criminal claiming to be Helena Burime, who is claiming to be in charge of the building and residence, is not even answering her real names. So many impersonators in Edo State. I am Osamudi Ame Obasogi. I have my international passport. I have my national identity card. My Supreme Court enrollment number is SCN 09970. Everything complete. And I have never impersonated anybody. SCN 099770. That's my Supreme Court enrollment number. I am a verified legal practitioner, even by legal maths. Law Firm 1. They have honored me. They have enlisted my law firm on their platform. I'm a celebrated lawyer, the official winner / best lyricist of the MTV / Made of Black competition. As a law student at the University of Benin, I've been celebrated worldwide. Why should I suffer humiliation in the hand of impersonators? I was accused of attempted murder of NBA chairman. False accusation by the criminal claiming to be Collins or Callisto Sogegbe. I was handcuffed. I was chased along the streets for an offense I did not commit. I was arrested by the police and I was taken to the police station. When I insisted that the police should investigate the allegation against me, Collins or Callisto Sogegbe, whatever he calls himself, told the police that he's NBA chairman, he has meeting with the criminal Governor Godwin Obaseki, that faceless non-entity. And on that basis, he absconded from the police station. The allegation was never investigated. That is the worst humiliation I have suffered in my life. The criminal claimed that I tried to assassinate him with my car screwdriver. A screwdriver that was inside my bag because I brought it from my car pigeonhole and I used it to open my house key lock, which was damaged by intruders who wanted to steal from my apartment. They had to damage the front and back key locks of my self-contained apartments. And I could not gain entrance until I took the screwdriver from my car and I used it to open my key lock before being able to enter my apartment. This is unacceptable. Because the screwdriver was then inside my bag, I never brought it out. And I didn't even go to the Nigerian Bar Association Secretariat on that day. I was passing by when Collins Ogbegabe chased me. As I tried to scamper for safety, he invited other cultists, members of the violent Ogboni satanic cult, and they all hemmed me in. And they started punching me, pummeling me with their fists and slaps. I was taken to the toilet of the Nigerian Bar Association Secretariat. They tried to assassinate me. They told me to tell them my phone password. I refused to divulge the information to them, my private information. And they threatened to kill me. I did not submit to their threats. In the end, they didn't allow the police to investigate. The situation is as bad as this. I'm insisting on justice. I'm saying all my complaints and petitions to the National Judicial Council, to the Nigeria Police Force, to the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission should be investigated because I was defrauded of close to 5 million naira. I have published on my Facebook page, Osamudiame Obasogie, at O Obasogie, the fake checks that were shown to me by the fraudsters in their desperation to defraud me. The EFCC zonal commander in Benin City took bribe from the criminal Governor Godwin Obaseki, who has borrowed billions in the name of Edo State. He is wasting the money, bribing all the law enforcement agencies so that they will not investigate any of my complaints and petitions. The situation is as bad as that at present. I don't have 300,000 naira to give the police. I've been drinking Gary 3 times a day for some days now. My smartphone has been stolen. I had to sell my deep freezer, higher thermocool, for the sum of 70,000 naira, so that I can record this video and publish to the general public, so that the whole world will know my story. We know that Osamudiame Obasogie, an international human rights lawyer, a right to development practitioner, the principal solicitor of Osamudiame Obasogie and Co., is insisting that truth and justice must prevail. There must be a judiciary in Edo State, a competent judiciary. I have the right. I'm telling the National Judicial Council that I have the right to insist on the competent judiciary in Edo State, in Nigeria, and all over the world. The justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, they have been barred from traveling to America. The American government published the names of some of the justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria and said they can never be allowed to travel to the United States of America. This is a country that has become a laughingstock in the Committee of Nations. This cannot continue. By the grace of God, Nigeria will be repositioned for greatness. There must be truth and justice all over the world. The criminal claiming to be Helen Aburime, while transacting with me because I'm resident in the building she claims to be in charge of, and she wanted me to be her lawyer. She was sending one Lucky, whom she claims to be her grandson. This is the most painful aspect of my story so far. I'm not really as bothered about my phone as what I'm about to tell you now. The little boy Lucky, whom Helena Burime claimed to be her son, that she has been sending to collect money from me for transactions, as helped her to negotiate as a solicitor, was killed by Helen Aburime in her desperation to conceal evidence in my petition against her. I am insisting on justice. Little children ought to be protected. As an international human rights lawyer, I am insisting on justice for the life of Lucky. Because I have discovered that Helen Burime enslaved this child as her house help and made her to go through untold hardship. I must insist on justice for Lucky. Because only Aburime is also denying that Lucky gave her all the money he collected from me. Although the EFCC and ICPC have been bribed, I am insisting on justice. Although the Nigeria Police Force, the Commissioner and the OC Anti-Fraud Units, Zone 5 Police Headquarters have been bribed, I am insisting on justice. This is my story. And as a Christian, I believe so much in the Almighty God. I have a duty to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I gave the police 13,000 naira for fuel. I cannot give them 300,000 naira. I will not borrow to give the police. I don't owe them a duty to pay them a dime. The government of Nigeria has failed woefully. I want President Tinubu, the present president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to take note of this. Your Excellency, we can't allow Nigeria to fall down any further. You have a duty as the chief security officer of Nigeria, the number one citizen of Nigeria, to save Nigeria from this quagmire. Thank you very much. And God bless you all for listening to me. Bye for now.